Rare Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
Absolutely. The honors you received, the accolades. We talked about the key to the city. We talk about 100 black man honored you. We all, me, you, Chuck, a lot of us was heavy on the mayoral race. We put our best foot forward to try to show down for the city and be involved with our next mayor, right? And have the communication lines open. Everybody know about your charitable work, but something that impacted me a lot lately was, and I talked to so many people about this, was randomly I call you, it's Christmas. We just chopping it up. We ain't talking about nothing. We ain't really fucking with the holiday. We got kids, of course. And, we just chopping it. You say, man, I think I'm going to go to the game, man. Take Neff. He at the group home. He say he ain't getting nothing, you know what I mean? And he don't know I'm coming to get him, right? So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll see you there. I'm going to be at the game, right? That conversation was a lot different than me actually see what was going on. Like, I'm there, right? And so, like I usually do, I got my camera out. If they announce your name, I'm like, let me get my nigga so I can send him, whatever I see anybody, I got my camera out, right? So when the Jumbotron camera hits you, I see him, right? He just sitting there like any other young, really, to be honest with you, somebody that we be writing off, and he's sitting next to you, and I don't even know if he know how big the moment is for him, right? But he just went from, I didn't get nothing for Christmas and being in his group home to sitting on the floor at the Warriors game on Christmas, which was a great game, by the way.
Great game.
Against a now new rival that we beat. And what is that, Fab? Like what is what I'm asking you is the charitable shit we see you do, the philanthropy shit the philanthropy we see you have, the shit we don't see. Cause that's something nobody would have seen. Like if you may have said, so I recorded that, so I know nobody would have seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had the conversation with you, so I know nobody didn't know. You know what I'm saying? You was like, he don't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know. So moments like that, I'm just saying as far as me, like I know what you do every day, but being in that moment, that could have been anybody. It could have been you, it could have been anybody. Knowing the impact that you was having on him at that moment, it's just for the rest of his life. Because that moments live forever. What is your motivation? Because I heard you say people like Donyell Marshall did it for you, right? So is that what it is, or are you just paying it forward?
For sure. I said this in an interview. I can't remember where I was and where I was at when I said it. But the hero and the villain is the same person, bro. Mm-hmm. It's just how they respond to their trauma. Mm-hmm. The villain say, nobody got me nothing for Christmas. Nigga, I ain't never get nobody nothing for Christmas.
Man.
The hero say, man, it was one time, man. One person got me something, and he made me believe in hope. And I always made it to go do something for somebody, even if it was just for one person. And that's when they begin their journeys. The villain got a cold heart. He say, fuck the world, nigga. Nobody did nothing for me, nigga. Fuck all these niggas. Give a fuck about nobody, nigga. Fuck them. Fuck the kids. Fuck mama. Fuck everybody, nigga. And that's how they live their life. And they grow up with hate in their heart. And the hero say, my nigga, no matter what, my nigga, I ain't letting love leave my heart.
So in that instance, you can be creating the Joker, or you could be creating Batman.
Either one. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you, man. I don't care if the world don't see it, bruh.
I know you don't.
Like God saw it.
Yeah.
It's so much stuff that I do that I'm not filming for, that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That I don't talk about. Random stuff. Wake up in the morning and was like, man, let me take all these coats in my closet and go give them to everybody.
Right.
To any homeless. It started storming the other day. I really went in my in my closet, grabbed all my coats that I don't wear, and went just passing them out to people. It was so cold outside.
Right.
Not putting it on film, not doing none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you young, you climb to the top of the mountain so people could see you. When you old and you're older and wiser and begin to enter into that age of information, processing, comprehension, and understanding, you trot to the top of the mountain to see the world. It's not about you being seen. Mm-hmm. And that's just where I'm at with it, bro. I'm at, bro, at 40 years old, bro, I'm about, I can't be what you want me to be. Mm-hmm. I'm too deeply rooted and dedicated into who I am. I can only become a better version of myself. I can only continue to keep bettering myself because when it's all said and done, it's about reach. What did you do with your reach? What did you do? What did you do with did you help somebody? Did you hurt somebody? Did you lift somebody? Did you belittle somebody? Did you provide for somebody? Did you take away from somebody? What did you do with your reach? When I return back, bro, I'm trying to go back empty-handed. Like Chadwick said, I'm trying to go back empty-handed, man. I don't got nothing. God, I gave it my all.
Man.
I gave it everything, man. I come back empty-handed. I'm not like the Egyptians trying to take it with me.
Man.
Because all that did was get their tombs raided.
Feel me?
I ain't taking none of this with me. Here go for my kids. Here go for them. My kids' kids. But I gave it my all. And I never let hate move in my heart. Niggas be letting hate sleep on the couch in their heart.
That's crazy.
That nigga sleep on the couch so much, he just a guy on the couch now. You don't even trip on him. That's just hate.
Right.
Nigga, you normalize hate? You normalize doing hateful stuff.
That's
you
crazy.
Normalize waking up hating someone.
That's crazy.
You normalize waking up putting hate in the world. Man, that's crazy.
You know, it's crazy, Fab, just coming back. I had this in my notes thinking about you and your children, right? And Libby's a high schooler. How crazy is that?
Insane.
That is crazy. Still busting their ass on straight A's.
Straight A's her whole life.
But you add a different dynamic now. You got a son. The one that's gonna carry the legacy, carry your seed. Carry your name. How is that for you, and how much different life? We of course all seen what you did with Libby, but those of us that have daughters, we always overcompensate or that's our little queens. But having a son, how is that, and how much different is it than you and your father's dynamic? Because of course we learn to say I love you more. We learn to give more hugs, kisses. We learn to be more patient. Allow them to be hurt. Allow them to cry. All of these different things that you learn, and now you kind of had a son at the perfect time. So how was that, having a son?
Well, doing with Libby. You say did with Libby. Doing.
Yeah.
Doing.
Well, she's older, so yeah.
But doing.
Yeah.
Libby's mother is an amazing woman, educated woman, very world traveled, and she makes co-parenting one of the greatest gifts on earth, just based off the fact her understanding and her perception on life.
With a rapper, baby daddy.
You know what I'm saying? But before a rapper, we were friends in high school.
Yeah. But this process of
so
being who you are,
yeah,
too.
Most definitely. So she's grown with me tremendously to go from me asking her to buy me an Averex coat for graduation in the 12th grade to her buying me a notebook and me looking at her like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this notebook?
Right.
To her sending a card in the book saying, I know you wanted an Averex coat, but in time, that trend will fade. With this notebook, this shows you that I'm investing in your dreams and I believe in you. And you'll always be able to come back and write or read what you wrote. And there's no expiration date on that. She told me this at 17.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's raw.
At 17 years old.
That's raw.
So that woman is an amazing woman. With henceforth, which the maturation of the relationship that we have with our child is pouring into. As you said, we tend to overcompensate with our girls. Older and more reflective of that, I'm more reserved with my son. And the overcompensation field for materialism. But the place of the attention being given. The funny thing about it is my father was all that you said. Regardless of the lifestyle that he indulged in and that he was popularly known for, I saw my father cry. I saw my father love. I saw my father be obsessed with my mother. He loved that woman. I saw my father be a teacher, be a giver, be a helper. My father was perfect to me because I was a child of love. My conception was basically based off love. These were two people that were in love with each other. So my father showed that. My father kissed me, hugged me, taught me, groomed me, educated me, gained me. Unfortunately, he left early. And I have the memories of what a good man was when he was in good man time, on that time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have a great blueprint. And my son's mother, also an educated woman, who put her career on hold to be a full-time mother, which showed a lot of dedication. She's a worldwide bodybuilding competition. She's been all around the world competing, several different continents, and fitness trainer. And she put her world on hold to be a dedicated mother. And that kind of commitment and sacrifice has helped me so much because it allowed me to continue to keep furthering the things that we have curated and cultivated.
Right.
And it just helps.
Right.
I thank God that I've had seeds by two amazing women.
Two amazing women, yes.
And because, Lord, I hear the stories of the haunted.
That shit, when
So
I
I'm
be
grateful.
like, man, God bless y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? If, speaking of your son in particular, though, right, with these young black boys and what we experience, if Stanley Cox is the son of a pimp, your son is the son of a what?
Great question. Son of a dreamer. I'm a dreamer, man. Like Faye said, man, I often wish that I could save everyone. But I'm a dreamer.
Right.
But my mom gave me space to dream. And she supported my dreams. And since I've had success, and people confuse success with money.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about money. Success to me is to think of something, to put it in the ether, and it becomes your reality. That's successful.
That is success, for sure.
So I've been a successful dreamer because everything that I dreamed about, I've either done, I'm doing, or I'm on the precipice of accomplishing it.
Right.
So son of a dreamer would be a great thing.
That's raw. I love that, man. I love that. We've seen some monumental things. You know, I'm a cultureless. I love culture. I love things being where they belong, because that's how my brain works. And I know you remember the day I was riding by the Coliseum. I said, "Hey, bro, I call you. You ain't never threw out the first pitch." You know what I'm saying? You like, man, you know what? You should call Taj. Here, call this. And it went from there, right? And of course, it happened, and you threw out the first pitch. And shout out to the Oakland A's and the good brother Taj. And
Talk to Taj today too.
but then you got all of these moments. I mean, of course, the Warriors give you acknowledgement and put you on the jumbotron often. And I'm just in the sports theme right now, in the sports world. I seen you at the Raiders-Niners game, sit next to the legendary Ice Cube, being fans. But there's a new thing that's happening. And I could say that I always thought about this. Again, being a culturalist, I was putting this in the air. You should call the games, bro. You should call the games. I said it once or twice. We never even talked about it no more. And then here it is. You was like, announcement, I'm calling the game, right? From being a part of that family that was struggling, we talking about Sharunas Marcellonas, we talking about Avery Johnson, we talking about Billy Owens, we talking about, Danielle Marshall. I'm throwing out names of, these Warrior players that wasn't on the We Believe team, because we always go back to the We Believe team. We talking about when y'all didn't believe.
For sure.
Right? When you go to your car and you leave 2 tickets on the window for somebody else and come back and it's 4. And I know you are an authentic man, right? How does it feel like to be 4 championships in our era, in the Steph Curry era, Splash Brothers era? How does it feel to be 4 rings in, participating in every parade, now calling games just as involved as you are in that system and that level of fandom, to the point where, like, if you weren't Mistah FAB, you could easily be Clipper Durrell. You know what I'm saying? Like, on the level of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, how does that feel?
To be immersed in the culture, to feel a part of it. I felt like I was and I am a part of the team.
We got to give my man a ring, too.
I definitely feel like I do deserve a ring.
If this was, I got to put this guilt trip on the Warriors. My man deserved 4 rings, okay? But I'm going to say we're going to start with 1, right? Listen, let me just give you my plea. If this was Miami, Khaled would have that.
Khaled would have his
Khaled
ring.
would have that.
Khaled would have his ring.
So I'm just saying, dear Warriors, we all wish that would happen. So let's
Steph,
make
give
that
me that
happen.
ring, man.
Let's get that ring.
Man, it'd be a crazy feeling, man. I mean, hosting the parades, man, being able to, I've had some blockbuster moments. Mm-hmm. I've had some of the moments go viral. Mm-hmm. These guys stop in the middle of recently Market Street, come to the tier and the platform that I'm on, and drop a headline that goes viral. Draymond comes on being Draymond unadulteratedly, and we do a clip, and next thing you know, the whole world is talking about the clip that he said. Me being right there, knowing that my position on that platform and on that pier was the only reason why they stopped, to have the influence, to be able to be at a game, and the quote, what they gonna say now? Steph was talking to me in Boston after winning the championship, and he say, "Fabby, what they gonna say now?" And ESPN takes it and it runs, and now that's the slogan. Like, those are the things that to me are very monumental, that I'll hold on to that for the rest of my life, man. I'll be old and in a rocking chair talking about greatest shooter of all time. And it was a friend of mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a friend of mine, man. I call him right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fast forward to Steph Curry had this Celine coat on for Christmas at the Christmas game. Mm-hmm. He had a raw-ass Celine coat on. It was like red, white Celine coat. I text him like, Steph, you can't wear that coat no more. Let me get that for my birthday. He like, this is his response. He says,
We talking the greatest shooter of all time.
I'm talking the greatest shooter of all time. I say, Steph, I say, bro, let me get that coach. You can't get it. He say, send me the Addy. I'll send it to you. Him saying, it's on the way. Me getting it 2 days ago. Like, hold on. Me getting it 2 days ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me getting that coat 2 days ago.
Y'all seen that coat.
I'm busting that Fab week, man. I'm wearing that coat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Calling Steph, telling him, man, we having a backpack giveaway in the neighborhood, man, and a celebrity basketball game, man. Come out, man. Just come be a part of the festivities. Not only do he come out by himself, him and his wife, no security, nobody else.
Crazy.
Jumps out in the middle of the neighborhood with all of these kids. There's hundreds of kids around, hundreds of everybody in all kind of forms of walks of life. Not only does he come out, he jumps on the court.
We talking about
Fresh off a championship.
my man sitting on $1 billion ankles though.
For real.
He in the hood on $1 billion ankles. You
On
know
concrete.
You know them ankles was ginger for years. And he out there balling, man, in the hood.
Man, that was crazy, man. I was like, only thing I'm thinking is, man, please don't foul.
Please don't foul this man.
Because that you don't hear the last of that.
No.
Like,
Fab,
you know
what were
saying?
you thinking?
Oh my God. Like, but some other things, like the relation, and I don't want to
But
just
Fab,
brag about.
just even staying in that moment for 1 second, right? We don't have the EBC tournament. We don't have the Drew League,
Right.
right? So when you see Jamal Crawford or KD or shit, even fucking, I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Dr. J play at the Rucker, and they gave those people a experience,
That they'll never forget.
right? We talking about a guy that changed the game of basketball the same way Michael Jordan did,
For sure.
right? That there's errors in that, and you have to. There's no game changer, right? Shaq could have changed the game if everybody could have been 7'1", 350.
Right.
But everybody couldn't be that.
Right.
So we're talking about game changers. Steph Curry literally changed the game of basketball. So
He revolutionized
he
basketball.
would be these kids' version of Michael Jordan.
That's a fact.
And he's on the court playing with you. Now, this ain't the Rucker. This ain't Drew League. And I'm saying this because, you know, I desire that for our city.
Right.
But you got him to come out there and play with them. That's some shit they'll never forget.
Man, I'll never
Ever.
forget it. I'll never. Philly B will never forget it. Philly hit a shot over him.
Philly B. Shout out to
Philly hit a shot on him, and every 3 months Philly posts that clip. But the clip, I mean, I would too. Imagine if you got one off on Jordan.
Hey, in that game, you came down to hit some cold one too, though.
We hit the game winners. Me and my boy, man. Sean, my boy Sean hit game winner shot off of assist from Steph. We had a ball, man. We had a ball, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, Philly, it changed his life miraculously because it gave him a lot of hope, man. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But not even just to embellish on the relationship with Steph, but all of the guys.
Right.
Draymond coming to parties in the neighborhood.
Right.
Pulling up with, Marshawn and pulling up in those things. Klay Thompson, the Tech girls won the state championship. Coach Dream called me and said, man, y'all always doing something for the boys. Why y'all never do nothing for the girls? I'm like, what you want? What you need to? She was like, man, have one of the players come pull up. And I was like, all right, I think about it. Just playing around. But I called Clay like, Clay, man, the girls just won state championship, man. Ain't get no coverage, man. Nobody talked about it. Nobody did nothing, man. Would you mind pulling up on them, man? Drop the Addy, Fabby.
Man.
Clay pulls up by himself, surprised the championship girls.
Come on, man.
And stuff like that, like just the character of these fellas. Those fellas, man, outside of the basketball will go down as legends.
Never seen a team like it in the history of basketball.
They'll go down as legends and icons, and it won't be because of just the things they do.
Do we run anything ISO? We ran ISO only when KD was here.
Period.
KD the only nigga got ISO. Nobody get no. That's how much of a team
Straight team.
that is, and that's how selfless and no egos it is.
Straight team.
I talked to Brownie one day, right? And here's another moment. Last finals, y'all over there laughing like a motherfucker, and I'm looking at this shit from my perspective, right? I'm the media at that point. I need to cover this, right? I'm like, what is these niggas laughing at? You, Brownie, Short. It's just this is crazy, right? If you look at this shit is sick, right? And I talked to Brownie and I said, man, we gotta stop acting like we ain't living in The Last Dance.
For sure.
We watched it.
For sure.
But nigga, we in it right now.
The Last Dance.
I think we was at Draymond House. And I'm telling him, nigga, we're in The Last Dance.
For sure. This is monumental.
This is it.
Document this.
Like, nigga, like, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody, you'll hear an old New Yorker tell you about Bernard King. Oh, man, he was the illest. Nah, man, you know what I mean? Like, and we got rings to prove it.
For sure.
MVPs.
For sure.
But that shit it's amazing to me, man, because as a kid, as a fan, and even in the parade, me and my daughter was able to get in it. We
saw you on the floor.
Standing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm telling her, like, we in this shit.
Yeah,
like,
wait, this is magical.
How many ever people around here would give anything to be here in this parade? Do you realize what the fuck is going on?
Like, my daughter was on Draymond's float the first year.
Crazy.
And Dre was just like, Dre calls me and was like, you hosting the parade? I'm like, yeah. He like, what Libby gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, she probably gonna be on the thing with me. He's like, nah, just come to the what's the name earlier. Her and mom's gonna get on the float. They gonna be on our float. So that's a memory in her life. She's like, I was on the float with Draymond.
Come on, man. And
per his request.
Man, come on, man. Like that's crazy because when you think about it, when I think about my daughter's age, Libby's age, like as fans, all them bum ass seasons we had, right? But not only that, do you realize that they were born with a black president? Like the things that they know, like it's different. Like
their team was champions,
bro. It's no way they don't think that they can achieve anything. It's no way.
For real.
Like we used to talk about that shit, like black president. Like,
it'll never be a black
gonna happen. Yeah, nigga.
We ain't ready to have a black president.
Man,
and even though it seems evident, we're not ready to have a black president. Pac said,
"Come on, man."
Like, and you know, whatever Pac said was golden. So he was like, "Yeah, we ain't ready for a black president."
And we living in that time.
For real.
Before we get to the week, Fab, for your birthday, second annual, I wanna visit this. I don't know if I do, because I'm very close with a lot of people that were in a bad spot in their life at one point, my OGs, right? What you got going on and what you have helped develop Unc into. It's very important to me. It's significant. It's monumental because he always is able to express. I love hearing him say it. Is that he was an inklet of what he is now. What he always put, I wasn't Unc the Hunk, I was Unc the Chump. You know what I mean? And man, talk about that, man. Fab, how did you, and Unc, we got to get it in too with an interview, but how did you assist Unc? Did Unc come to you? Whose idea was it for him to be? Because he's very necessary in this process. Very, very, very helpful and necessary. Like, you needed Unc, because as much as Fab is from the hood, Fab don't run with no crew of niggas. Fab, I done seen by himself in the craziest places. You always had different people, rest in peace, G-Phil. You always had different people in different pockets, but Unc is like the perfect piece to the pie. How did that relationship develop into what it was and to what it is now?
So Unc is one of my childhood best friends, real uncle.
Okay.
And when we was coming up, Unc was on bullshit. Like, Unc was getting high and robbing everybody, and you know what I'm saying? Unc was a menace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And always in and out of jail. And Unc got out of jail one day and was like, "What's up? What you want?" So I'm looking. I'm like, "Unc, you still on bullshit, blood? What you been on, Ern?" Like, I'm like, "Ern, what you on, blood?" He like, "Oh, nah, man, I'm cool, man. I ain't fucking around, man. I'm cool. I'm working down at the program, man. I'm trying to get my shit together, man. Ooh." Like, "Ern, you be on bullshit, blood. What's up, though?" He like, basically, he just like, "Nephew, man, I'm just trying to find my way, man. Find my spot, man, and whoom. And bro, God just was like, give him a proposition. And I was like, "Ern, blood, if you stay out of jail, blood, or you know what I'm saying, you really, dedicated on putting this shit together, man. And I got something for you, like, man, we could, rock and put some shit together, man. Like, just fuck with me." He like, "Man, nephew, I ain't going back to jail, man. I ain't, you feel me? That's out. And I for sure ain't getting high no more, man. That's out of here." And man, we been rocking, bro.
Man.
Like, we been rocking, bro. And I just was like, a lot of people, they see Unc now opposed to when he first got out. It's hella people's like, "Bro, that nigga talk." I didn't, because when he would come around, he'd just be straight, you feel me?
Yeah, on mute.
Level 4.
Yeah.
What's up with it? All right, Shannon. Straight, like, you feel me, mob oos. And I just was like, "Unc, man, tell your story. Be who you are. Be the person. Embrace this shit. Live life. Smile." You feel me? And man, and he embraced it, man, and he ran with it, man. And God has been so good, man, just being able to give him a platform to be an example to other OGs, to other youngsters, to let them know, bro, you could be messing up right now, but you could get it together.
Right.
And let me be an example of, don't wait this long to get it together.
Right.
Fuck that going in and out of jail shit, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that getting high and won't. Because the sooner you get it together, the more together days you can have.
Absolutely.
And one thing I love about him is the transparency and the honesty on the days where he like, "I'm still going through it. I'm not getting high going through it, but nigga, I ain't got it figured out."
Right.
Like, y'all see us clowning and laughing and joking.
Right.
But it's another side to that as well.
Yeah, me and Uncle had them deep talks.
It's another side to that as well, man. It's a side to that, like, damn, okay. It's not always peaches and cream.
Stay all blue.
I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair on like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes. Yeah, rest in peace to